There are tons of places you can advertise your e-commerce brand with. So there's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, influencers, Pinterest, there's tons of them. But what about good old-fashioned newspaper marketing? Is that a hidden gem in 2021 that many look past? Well, that's what we tried, and these are our results. So I was reading Over Deliver, and one of the many things I learned in it is how quickly a business can die if you're not diverse in your marketing channels. So after reading this, I was obviously quite concerned, and we went about advertising on loads more platforms, for example, Google, Microsoft, Pinterest, influencers, just trying to diversify everything. But it made us think, is newspaper marketing a good way of marketing an e-commerce brand in 2021? And after all, the brand that we run is mainly for 35-year-olds and above, and we thought that's the perfect demographic for a newspaper. So with this in mind, we contacted the Gazette, and that's a newspaper in the UK. So we contacted them and told them what we wanted, and they suggested that we put an advertisement in our local edition of the Gazette. They predicted that around 35,000 people read each edition of their newspaper, with an additional 35,000 people viewing their online website blogs. So with this information, we decided we may as well go with it, and we tried it. We decided to go with what they suggested, which was having one placement a week for 4 weeks and also one placement on their website for a month. And the total cost of this was £1,358. And here's what the ad looked like. So this is our quarter page advertisement that we put on. I don't want to show everything because I don't want to reveal our brand, but you know, this is roughly how it looked, the size of it. And it was on page 3 or 4. So now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, what results did we see from this newspaper campaign? Well, the ad generated us a grand total of £38.92, which was 3 sales and a net profit of -£1,329. And that's roughly a customer acquisition cost of around £450. Only 4 of our customers have ever spent that amount of money on our website. And to put that into context, with Facebook ads, we get about 1 customer for around £5.50. So if we'd put that £1,300 into Facebook ads, we would have got around 250 customers. So overall, what is my opinion on newspaper advertising for e-commerce brands and for businesses in general? Well, they suck. I think that newspaper marketing is okay if you have a hyper-local business, service business, such as being a plumber, because the call to action is really easy, it's just a phone number, and people are looking for these businesses in a hyper-local area, so it makes sense. But I still think compared to Facebook or any digital marketing platform, the results you'll see from that are nothing in comparison. And for an online e-commerce business like our own, I think people just don't have the desire to go from a newspaper all the way to the website and take action, because it takes a lot of steps, and I don't think they have the same desire as, you know, a hyper-local service business that they urgently need, such as a plumber. And compared to a call to action on Facebook like learn more, shop now, which you click and it sends you straight to the website in a matter of seconds and you can check out in a minute, it's just so much slower and so many more steps. And one of the things that I noticed and found really interesting when I looked through the advertisements in the newspaper was they were all hyper-local businesses, and the majority of them were services or in-store places. None of them, or very few of them, were online businesses. For example, we have this carpet business. It's a family-run carpet business, and it makes sense for people to want to support it. Something that I did find really interesting though was an advertisement for some kind of reclining chair, and instead of having a website call to action, they had a phone number. So this was really interesting for me, that instead of trying to send people to a website, they would get them to call them, and I guess they would close the sale on the call. It's a really typical direct response marketing sort of offer, and something that you'd see on a dropshipping store, e-commerce brand, but it's in a newspaper and the call to action is a phone number. Which just goes to show that the fundamentals of marketing and direct marketing are always the same. It's just you need to know how to do it and what to do best for your audience. So the question is, would we do it again? Absolutely not. Not in this way, at least. For our brand, it doesn't work because we're e-commerce, we're online, and it just doesn't work very well. What we did learn from this though is digital marketing is king. But this offer that I showed you earlier with the reclining chair, I find that really interesting, and I'm going to do a lot more research into that and see why it works, their whole business model, all of that stuff, and maybe make a video about it, because it genuinely seems really interesting, and I think not a lot of people cover this anymore. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, subscribe, join our Discord server. We'll give you free advice on e-commerce, on anything like that, and I hope to see you there.